resolution in a long time.
So just remember, we have some ordinances,
Yeah, I'll
so
get
if you have your,
Oh, and mine's a resolution.
I haven't done a resolution in like forever.
For the film fund.
that's just the resolution.
That's just a resolution.
for the city, Mike, for the city meeting.
Yeah.
Do I just say we're opening up the meeting?
Okay, just say we're gonna conduct our. I just need a minute.
Were you out for the week?
No, because
We're just waiting for us to go live stream.
I got this going.
We'll start.
Yeah.
I feel join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag. We'll start. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, check your name tag. Okay. In accordance with the Chapter 231 Open Public Meetings Act, adequate and proper notice of this meeting has been given to the public by publishing a notice in the Glen Ridge paper, Glen Ridge Voice, Montclair Times, and the Star Ledger, and posting said notice on the bulletin board in the municipal building. The agenda and public handouts for this meeting can be viewed online at www.glenridgenj.org. A public comment period will be held as listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record and note that comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Mike is standing in for our clerk. So, Mike, could you please do a roll call?
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Here.
Hughes,
Here.
Moody,
Here.
Law,
Here.
Meyer,
Here.
Morrow,
here,
Mayor.
Present here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much. I think we have to table the minutes.
Correct.
Correct, okay. So we'll table those. Mike, are there any written communications?
Not at this time, Mayor.
Not this time, thank you. No comments tonight from myself. And we'll open it up for the first comment period for the public. Please come up to the mic, state your name and address for the record. Great. Hello.
Hi there. My name is Danielle Matola. I'm actually a resident of Bloomfield, but I'm here tonight as the chairperson for the Mayor's Gala.
Ooh.
Our big event, yes. So, as the chairperson, we have an exciting and a purposeful event with the Women's Club of Glen Ridge, the Mayor's Gala, celebrating the centennial of our historic clubhouse, coming up quickly on Saturday, January 25th, 2025. The number, 12525. Can't forget that, right? For 100 years, this building has been a cornerstone of the community and a hub for so many memorable events. To honor this milestone, we're hosting a Gatsby-style event with a celebration of this 1920s theme, 100 years of course, with big band, DJ, dancing, and a stunning vintage car for fun walks. Of course, we are also encouraging attendees to dress the part if they would like. And the food, the music, the entertainment will all be top-notch for this big event, along with an exciting auction, all aimed at raising vital funds to preserve our beloved clubhouse. I'm here tonight to spread the word that all are welcome to join for this fantastic celebration of 100 years. 100 years in the Glen Ridge community. Most importantly, this event will raise funds to keep our irreplaceable building open for generations to come. We invite you all to join. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. And I'll just thank you and offer remarks. The capital improvements, this is a historic building, as everyone knows. It's an iconic building in the community and hosts a lot of community events. But it needs a little TLC, and it's not always sexy to be paying for a new boiler, right, or things like that. But you know you need to do it in your own house, and that's what we need to do here. And we were very excited. We had a big film shoot there over the weekend, and so we think there's probably even more stuff going to be happening at the Women's Club, and so we need to get it where it needs to be. So I know it's a busy time of season. Well, and I know you guys are doing a push, and it's hard to break through all that, but we'll do what we can to help. So thank you for that.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I bought my tickets.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public? Great.
Hi there. My name is Randy Kolodny, and I live at 93 Yantacaw Avenue in Glen Ridge. Been living there since 1997. I'm here today to speak about the Glen Ridge Country Club's proposal plans for expansion. I'm aware that this matter will be addressed by the Board of Adjustment. However, I believe it's important that the mayor and the council be informed and involved in the decision-making process. The Planning and Development Committee, Public Safety Committee, Public Works and Community Affairs Committee, Public Relations Committee, as well as the Borough Administrator, all need to be involved. As you know, the municipal setback ordinances are intended to help ensure home security, privacy, a uniform appearance, and environmental protection. The Glen Ridge Country Club plans, which are now on the borough website, are asking for 3 variances to these setback ordinances, the most egregious of which is rear and side yard setback to the pool patio, which is required to be 100 feet. Existing right now is 75.9 feet, and proposed is 15 feet. You may ask, and I asked this myself, how did they already exceed this requirement? And I have to say I'm wondering about that myself, because I'm living here for a long time and do not recall, certainly here in 2015-16, and do not recall receiving any notices of a public meeting. So I really want to say to the council that I don't think anyone on this council or any country club member would want a proposed structure or structures 15 feet from the window, living room, kitchen, or their kids' rooms. So on the Borough of Glen Ridge Building Zone Map of 2016, the country club is identified as a planned residential development. It is not zoned as a private business or entity. It is zoned as a planned residential development. The setback for residential buildings is often very different than they are for commercial, industrial, or institutional structures. There already are concerns in the neighborhood where I live for garbage disposal, placement of dumpsters, rats, and noise from the country club. If rezoning was required, it would lead to a public process, and the club would have to address such concerns as environmental impact, noise, and increased traffic in the area. To date, the club and its manager has said they will only do what they are required to do, and have said, and I have said in several emails, that laws dictate a minimal bar of behavior, that society or a town will tolerate, not what is best for the town or its citizens. Having said that, I believe the country club is in the historic district, correct me if I'm wrong, council people, and the Historic Preservation Commission considers, among other things, the height, scale, and proportion of buildings, materials, patterns that are consistent from structure to structure, and placement of structures in relationship to each other. If that is the case, I ask this not to be funny or humorous, but is a tiki bar a historical building? Because we're talking about building a tiki bar, amongst other things. So we've also been told that the Glen Ridge Country Club has been granted a permit to remove approximately 50 trees many of which are mature, some over 100, 150 years old and healthy. This tree removal is in direct conflict with Governor Phil Murphy's Executive Order number 89. That was signed in 2019. Murphy's executive order says, whereas the severity of future impacts of climate change on our state will directly depend on the willingness and ability of communities, businesses, industries, and government entities to integrate climate change considerations into planning and decision-making. I know 50 mature trees may not seem like much to some of us. However, they are essential for health, wellness, drainage, and removal of carbon dioxide. Far be it from me to give anyone here an earth science lecture.
Randy, I'm going to give you like 30 more seconds.
Good,
Okay,
good.
thank
Far
you.
be it for me to give you an earth science lecture, but suffice to say that trees pull carbon dioxide from the air through photosynthesis, a process that also emits oxygen. One mature tree can absorb up to 0.5 metric ton of carbon dioxide in a year. In closing, I ask Mayor Mans and the council to serve as advocates for the citizens of Glen Ridge who will be permanently impacted by this expansion. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comments.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Any other public comments?
Hi, good evening. Excuse me, I'm just a little out of breath today. So, my name is Lauren Sweeney. I have 87 Yantra Avenue, across the street from the Glen Ridge Country Club. My concern today is regarding the expansion, and to echo what my neighbor Randy said. I will also be at the meeting on Thursday, but wanted to ensure all council members are aware of what I'm about to say. As you know, the country club is asking to move the now 100-foot buffer zone between our neighboring property lines to 13 feet. They asked to postpone the meeting a month ago to revisit plans and consult with the community, neither which has happened. In fact, just a week ago, when we planned with the country club to meet, they refused to meet us without having their lawyer present. In the new proposal, as you've seen, they are still asking for the same variances, and the plans show minimal change. As it currently stands, even with the buffer zone of 100 feet, the noise levels from outdoor events such as DJ parties, microphoned swim meets, and outdoor occasions will only increase with this new development. And it has been a constant concern for me and my family. We moved here in 2021, and in 2022, the summer 2022, outdoor events were held due to indoor construction that took place of the dance floor in the country club. Because of the level of noise, many of my neighbors, including myself, were forced to call the local precinct about disruptive noise. Despite the fact that the decibel levels were within acceptable limits, the noise was intolerable. We could hear it not only in our yards, but also inside of our homes, and at that time, I had my daughter, who was about 5 months at the time. It was a constant intrusion into our daily lives, and we had no choice but to endure it because the country club had already scheduled these events months in advance and was granted an exemption to standard rules for noise ordinances. Now, imagine that 90% closer to your home and having your precious summer weekends next to basically an amusement park. Now, to clarify our position as neighbors and my position, we are not asking the zoning board on Thursday to make changes to any existing laws or subvert the defined procedures. We are simply asking that the board maintain the laws as they are now to protect your constituents. The country club has more than enough space to build away from our homes and not towards them. And especially as a mother, soon to be with 2 young children, instead of focusing on these special last few months with just my daughter and I, I more anxiety-provoking times of my life. In conclusion, I'm here to ask if you will advocate for us. You have the potential to ensure that the needs of the community are prioritized, that the country club already enjoys many privileges, and there is no justification to further encroach on our home and our peace. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Any other members of the public?
Hi, my name is Caroline Arnold. My parents lived here in Glen Ridge for over 65 years. I'm a Glen Ridge High School 82 grad. My kids are grads 21 and 22. My husband served in the Glen Ridge Police Department for over 21 years, retiring as a detective in 2009. My family and I have lived at 85 Yanticall since 2004. And I myself have been a Glen Ridge resident for over 44 years. I've seen a lot in that time. I've seen plans floated that amended and then later amended to close Forest Avenue School and Linden Avenue School. I've seen plans to eliminate Harrell Field. I've seen plans to ban books for the library and other things that landed our town on the front page of the New York Post. But during these times, I always felt proud of our town and that we'd always dug deep as a community and did the right thing. I'm here tonight to talk about the Glen Ridge Country Club expansion plan for their aquatic center. This plan will increase light, noise, and traffic in our area. Over the years, just through a quick thought of when walking around the area and looking on the club itself has touted its expansions, 2,500 square foot fitness center, which they touted as being 3 times the prior size, and which, by the way, is open day and night, year round, with fluorescent lighting, with like building material windows facing Yanticall Avenue. So whether that was thought of with the Historic Preservation Committee, I don't know, but it looks beautiful from Ridgewood, but not from where we sit, unfortunately. 2017, they added a patio and veranda, which they touted as boasting, increasing 120 persons that could sit outside of the club without increasing its footprint. They created a 2-story, 4,500 square foot building that used to be their old pro shop, and I believe it includes a pub type setting and veranda for more outside seating for socializing. They expanded their tennis court area to include pickleball courts. In the letter that the Glen Ridge Country Club sent to its members, it touted that it is the largest open space in Glen Ridge. And I just have to wonder why that lands them 13 feet from our property line. I just would like to know if the community's going to pull together again and do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Carrie Riley Leone. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
All right. I live at 379 Forest Avenue. I echo everything my neighbors have said. I'm probably, out of all of us, the closest to the club directly across. The club's great in our community. I'm happy to go to my son's lacrosse banquet there, football banquet, the proms. It is, it's a great community center, right? Essentially. But the problem I have is just not being neighborly. I mean, when it starts infringing on my life. And people have said, well, you moved here. You know what you moved next to. No. I moved here in 2008. It was a sleepy little club. There was not these big expansions. There was not, when the expansion did happen, that encroached on my life. Because the club told the employees to park all over Yanticall Forest Avenue for 8-10 hours at a time, smoking bongs outside of their car while my children are playing in my yard, because there's all these cars outside, and the police were called over. the dead end is a place where in one of the plans, they now want to have the entrance to the pool. The dead end, as we call it in our neighborhood, has been a place that our children have been running in, learning how to ride a bike. That we are in the dead end all day long as a place of play in our neighborhood. And it is an important part and an asset to where we live. This essentially will be gone because this is going to be the new parking lot and the new entrance to the pool essentially as the plans are stated. And the plans seem to come and go, you know, as they continue revising them, but they have not been able to speak with us, which has been a problem. And we're just very concerned now, particularly in the summer, the noise levels are out of control. Imagine me from you, right here, this is probably 15 feet. Imagine I have this microphone all the way up as an amplification, and I'm yelling at you to, you know, look at Susie doing the funky chicken dance, because that's what we listen to. And I know you're sighing because it's exhausting to hear this. It is in my living room, it's in my bedroom, it's every part of my house. I got central air. It's still in my house. I couldn't nap, I can't sleep, my windows are closed. The amplification from the DJ and from the music is out of control. I can't even imagine if it comes closer to me. And the club says, well, this is just on a few holidays, Memorial Day, Labor Day, which is not true. But those are my holidays. I could never in a million years host a party in my home in the backyard. Absolutely not. You couldn't even hear the person speaking to you 10 feet away because it's that loud. And I record it every year. I'm not going to show it, but I do record it because it's so unreal. And I call, and sometimes they turn it up because they think it's funny. So I'm asking you please to consider supporting us, the community. This is our livelihood. These are our homes that we poured everything into. We are not the big houses on Woodrow Avenue. We are mostly people that came in at the $300,000 range, the starter homes. I'm here, 20 years is still my starter home. It's okay. You understand?
Yeah.
It feels like a real case of the haves and the have-nots, and they don't really care about us as neighbors, and that's a problem. And I would think the rest of the town should also feel like it's a problem, because what happens to us, it can happen to the next one and the next one. It doesn't end here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the public? Yep. We can still hear you.
Hi, my name is Sandy Weber. I live on Yantica Avenue. I do not have prepared remarks. I'm not going to reiterate what everybody else has already said. However, the only point I'd like to make is that building 15 feet from our property lines may indicate to some people that they have a large yard between their home and their property line. We're on Yantica Avenue. We do not have palatial estates. We have lovely homes, but the houses are right against the property line. And that's an important point. You may be thinking, wherever your yards are, that, the property line is way over there. It's not. The property line is pretty much under the windows on those that are directly adjacent to the country club. I'm across the street. And, my front yard is this big, and again, lovely, but, you have to be aware of what that sound and light and lack of privacy for those who are directly next to the country club, what that would mean. It's an unacceptable proposition. And I agree, it's part of the community. I have no problem with the country club when they, with it being there, I want to support them, I want them to thrive, but this is not acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any other members of the public? Okay. All right, we're going to move through the regular order of business for the council hearing. There is a second public comment period at the end, but it will not offend me if you want to leave and get home to your families. So don't worry about that. All right, we're going to open it up for the CDBG hearing. Mike, do I have to do a motion to suspend the regular order of business?
That's okay. Well,
Okay.
It's on the agenda.
All right, thank you, Mike.
So Mayor, this is the second hearing of the Community Development Block Grant, grant application process. Community Development Block Grant funds are federal funds that are used for improvements, capital improvements in low, moderate income areas based on census tracts. Glen Ridge does not have a census tract that qualifies. Second, the funds can be used to help the seniors and this, to remove barriers to aid those with, that are disabled. We have to present out loud or in a public forum our proposals, and this year, or let me just start over. We typically receive about $40,000 a year in funding. In the past, we've used those funds for the ADA ramps at the corners when we pave a street. Whenever we touch a street and we pave it, we're required to upgrade those ramps to the most current standard there is. So you may have some comments about us when we go to a street and we rip out the existing ramps and replace them. That's because they do not meet today's code. The codes have been evolving over the last 15 years. Every few years they refresh what those require. So if you see us ripping out a ramp that's already there and putting a new one in, we're not being wasteful. We're very tight with our road money, but that's we have to bring those ramps up to code. So in the past, we've typically used that to supplement our road construction funds. We'll be asking for those funds again this year, but in addition, we'll be seeking funding for to upgrade and install a barrier-free bathroom at Freeman Gardens. Freeman Gardens has a potting shed in town. It has plumbing already in place. What we're looking to do, that is a public facility, is to make that facility more accessible. And we have some estimates in there, and we can probably around $40,000 bring it in as through this grant to make that a barrier-free bathroom at the Freeman Gardens facility there. So we're going to be actually requesting 2 items. First is the bathrooms. That's what we're going to rank. I'm proposing or asking the council to rank that in first position. And then in number 2, we're going to ask for additional funding for the barrier-free ramps for our road jobs. The reason I'd like to throw both in there is sometimes there's money that is recaptured. Projects in other communities come in under budget, and the county finds themselves with extra funds, and having a project in the hopper puts us in a good position when we get the call to say, we have a project ready to go. We've been successful in capturing repurposed funds last year, and it served us well, so we're looking to have 2 grants in the first and second place position, so if additional funds do pop up, they know between our staff in town, we can turn these projects out pretty quickly. And CDBG they need to get their money out of the bank quickly. They cannot have more than 1.5 years funding in the bank. And when they exceed that threshold, they need that money out quick. So they know they can count on us to spend their money in an efficient way and get it done. So again, Mayor, we're requesting, Mayor and Council, we're requesting the ranking of 2 applications, of first and second, the bathroom improvement project at Freeman Gardens, and number 2, the road project.
Okay, great. I know.
That concludes with our presentation,
our presentation.
the grant.
Any comments from the council?
As I say, I think that this builds really nicely on the improvements that done largely with volunteer resources and labor to make the garden more ADA accessible with the new walkway, the new slate walkway this summer. And I think they leverage resources really creatively, and it is a community treasure that should be more accessible to all.
Yeah, great.
And I think it's the type of project for which funding is most appropriate and really is suited to what the funds are supposed to be used for, which is to improve the social and physical plant of underserved communities, which would include disabled. So I think it's a perfect fit for our town. And I thank Mike and Eric and members from Freeman Gardens put this all together in a short period of time.
Thank you. All right. We'll come back back to that later in the meeting. Councilor Lefkowitz, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So I've got a few resolutions and a couple of ordinances tonight, beginning with resolution number 146-24. Be it resolved that the following claims be approved and warrants be drawn for the same. And in the resolution, you can see the details of the amounts due the current fund, and the other funds that are listed there, all in the ordinary course of paying the bills. So, Madam Mayor, I move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz. Do I have a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz, seconded by Councilor Hughes. Any discussion? Seeing none, Mike, please call the roll.
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Next, Madam Mayor, I have resolution number 147-24. This is to authorize budget transfers between various appropriation accounts pursuant to New Jersey state law. In particular, moving funds from crossing guards to police to represent days when essentially police have stood in for the crossing guards in shepherding the children to school. So I move resolution 147-24.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
You heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz, seconded by Councilor Law. Any discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, Mike, please call the roll.
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you.
And next I have resolution 148-24. This is to award a contract for mandated residential revaluation services, upcoming appraisal. So we're awarding professional property appraisers a contract in the amount of $241,540. So I move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz, seconded by Councilor Meyer. Any discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, Mike, please call the roll.
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law.
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you.
And next, Madam Mayor, I have resolution 149-24. This is a resolution authorizing the issuance of a note up to $2.2 million to fund the construction of water infrastructure in the south end of town. We have previously dealt with this through an ordinance that was approved in the last meeting, but the resolution is also required. So I move resolution 149-24.
Heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz. Do I have a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Heard the motion by Councilor Lefkowitz, seconded by Councilor Hughes. Any discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, Mike, please call the roll.
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you.
I should just add, I believe up to $1 million of this is cancelable. Next, Madam Mayor, I have ordinance number 1817 for final reading. This is an ordinance to establish a new chapter in the code of the Borough of Glen Ridge, chapter 9.9, entitled Restricted Areas in Buildings Where Municipal Operations Are Conducted, limited to authorized employees only, to protect and safeguard public records containing personally identifiable information.
So, Mayor, this is to state for the record, this ordinance has been published and posted in accordance with the statute.
Thank you. I declare this meeting open for discussion of this ordinance and this ordinance only, this being the time and place for the public hearing. So if there are public comments or council comments on this ordinance, you're welcome to come up. This is about filming in public spaces. In
So
town.
we're attempting to set a line between privacy rights and First Amendment rights.
Exactly right. Thank you. No further comments forthcoming. I declare this public hearing closed.
Madam Mayor, I move that ordinance 1817 be finally adopted.
May I have a second on that?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Counselor Lefkowitz, seconded by Counselor Moody. Mike, please call the roll.
Counselor Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. This ordinance is adopted.
Perfect.
And finally, Madam Mayor, I have ordinance 1818, an ordinance establishing titles for non-union and other employees of the borough and fixing the 2025 maximum annual salaries and other compensation for those titles.
I'm getting there. Mayor, this is to state for the record that this ordinance has been published and posted in accordance with the statute.
I declare this meeting open for discussion of this ordinance and this ordinance only, this being the time and place for the public hearing. No further comments forthcoming. I declare this public hearing closed.
Madam Mayor, I move that ordinance 1818 be adopted.
And may I have a second on that?
I'll second.
Heard the motion by Counselor Lefkowitz, seconded by Counselor Law. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
This ordinance is adopted.
Thank you. Anything else, Counselor Lefkowitz?
That's all for me.
Okay, that's been quite enough. Counselor Hughes, Public Safety Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. The Public Safety Committee had its monthly meeting tonight. We were happy to welcome Montclair Fire Department Chief Duncan to come and meet the members of the Public Safety Committee. Chief Duncan is been acting chief. Mike, correct me if I get this wrong, or you, Sean, but he's been acting chief for about 6 or 7 months. He will be officially sworn into his new role on the 12th as fire chief in Montclair. He is a, I believe, 40-year veteran, 30-year
yeah.
veteran of the department. He gave a nice presentation about Montclair Fire and its commitment to Glen Ridge, which we were very happy to hear. It's an extremely professional department. He described certain, what did he call it, low
Occurrence,
Low
high value.
occurrence, high.
low currency, high value training that they have. So for example, construction in the ground. where
Trench
it's
collapse.
Trench, high angle rescues off of cliffs or trees. I personally saw them several years ago conducting training in Mount Sinai Hospital, if there was someone stuck in an elevator. We're very lucky, I think, to have Montclair providing our fire service, and they have been doing it now for, I think, 30 years. And in fact, Chief Duncan said that when he was hired on to the department, he was handed a map of Montclair and a map of Glen Ridge and told, learn them both. So I was very happy to hear that. It was a very nice presentation. We're lucky to have Chief Duncan in that role. The committee heard a report of the stop sign at Bay and Sherman, which is currently just a standard stop sign. We have seen a number of automobile crashes at that intersection, many of which are attributed to cars going down Sherman and either failing to stop properly or not seeing the stop sign. So we have approved, and the town has on order, an upgrade so that it will be a flashing stop sign at that location. And finally, There's been a lot of reports in the news about drone sightings in our area. There was one, I think, on the 5th that came from the east across our town and then up. And my son-in-law took pictures of it up where he lives in Cedar Grove. The FBI's involved, the county's involved, the state's involved. I wish I could tell you what it is we don't know. We really have no idea what's going on. Anything we would know would be speculative. We are in receipt of a communication from the Sheriff's Department down in Newark, but we just got it, so I just glanced through it. I didn't find anything new.
No,
or
just had a
particular.
report.
Right.
And if you do see one that's downed or anything, just call it in.
Yeah.
Don't like try to
But it's
check
been
it out.
reported in the New York Times. It's been widely reported in the print news and online. So anyway, we discussed that. Really not much to add. So Mayor, I think that's it for the. Sean, did I get the highlights? Great. Okay. And now, Mayor, I have a resolution and an ordinance. Resolution 150-24, be it resolved that in accordance with the statute, the mayor and council approve the Division of Alcohol and Beverage Control application submitted by the Kiwanis Club for a social affairs permit for a fundraiser on February 20th at the Women's Club. And be it resolved that the council approves the application submitted by the Women's Club for a social affair permit for the fundraiser to be held January 25th at the Women's Club. I move the resolution.
You've heard the motion by Councilor Hughes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Oh, well, since it's the Women's Club, we're gonna go with the women.
Gosh, I hope we vote in favor of this thing. What do you think?
I don't know, do we want a discussion on
It's
the
Anne
alcohol?
Marie's,
Did you
we'll
buy
give it
your
to Anne Marie.
Is
Yeah,
it
we'll
the
give it to Anne
mayor's
Marie. It's
now?
Anne Marie's last official, full meeting,
Second.
so we'll do that.
I think I'll abstain on that one.
All right, where were we? You've heard the motion by Councilor Hughes, seconded by Councilor Morrow. Any discussion on this resolution? Any further discussion? Seeing none. Mike, please call the roll.
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you.
And Mayor, next I have ordinance number 1819, an ordinance entitled Establishing Policies for Outside Employment of the Borough of Glen Ridge Police While Off Duty, for final reading.
Mayor, this is to state for the record that this ordinance has been published and posted in accordance with the statute.
I declare this meeting open for discussion of this ordinance and this ordinance only, this being the time and place for the public hearing.
Mayor, I would only add that this just establishes pay rates for our police officers that are in line with the rates being charged by other communities in our area.
No further comments forthcoming. I declare this public hearing closed.
And Mayor, I move that this ordinance be adopted.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
For the motion by Councilor Hughes, seconded by Councilor Morrow. Mike, please call the roll.
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Yes, aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
This ordinance is adopted.
Thank you.
That's it, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilor Moody, Community Affairs and Public Relations.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My committee had a meeting on Friday to discuss film fund applications. Every year, this is, speaking of the shoot that just happened this last week at the Women's Club, a portion of the revenues are meant to benefit organizations in town in producing usually programming that benefits the town. We received a number of applications. We have, based on the balance in the fund and the applications we received, we seek to award 3 of them. So a total of $6,000, $2,000 apiece that will go to the Glen Ridge Community Concerts for their 24-25 season, the Glen Ridge Public Library for their 25 speaker series, and the Glen Ridge Historical Society for a oral history project. So Madam Mayor, this is resolution number 151-24, entitled Film Fund Award. Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve this resolution.
Perfect. You've heard the motion by Counselor Moody. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I think I heard Anne Marie.
I was,
You've
okay,
heard the
we'll give it to
motion by Counselor Moody, seconded by Counselor Morrow. Any discussion on the resolution?
I would say we had a number of applications, and we did consider them quite carefully in terms of the focus, which is, either arts or production, giving back to the community as a whole. The Historical Society, I thought, has a great oral history project that they seek to put forward. They've started, and our grant will, I think, allow them to complete the project this year, so.
Yeah, those are great projects.
Yes.
Seeing no further discussion, Mike, please call the roll.
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you. Anything further, Counselor Moody?
No, nothing more from me, Madam Mayor, thank you.
Counselor Law, Public Works Utility Committee?
No resolutions or ordinances tonight, but I did want to thank our Public Works Department, our Police Department, Mike Sekeli, and the Borough Administration for their work related to the Ashenfelter 8K race on Thanksgiving. We realize it's a sacrifice for you as well as your families, and so we appreciate everybody's efforts in another successful event.
Yeah, that was great. Despite the weather, there were still close to 2,000 runners.
It was cold.
So people, and yeah, it was not great, but yeah, people really want to work off the turkey.
And by the way, I'd just like to add to that, thanks to the Montclair Fire Department who come out every year and help us at the water station by
Yeah,
Forest
Forest
Avenue School.
Oh, good to know. Counselor Meyer, Parks and Rec Committee.
Just a real quick report. Myself and the Director of Parks and Rec had a really productive meeting with the GRA board, so we want to thank them for their continued partnership. I feel like we're building a very strong relationship with them, and we look forward to continuing that partnership in 2025. And just a reminder for those who are interested in winter sports, there's something for everybody out there. Winter sports registration is open and available in the community for people of kids of all ages, so keep your eye out for those as well. So this is my public service announcement. Some really great, interesting stuff to keep your kids active in the colder months. And with that, I have resolution 152-24. This resolution authorizes a contract to purchase and deliver new pool furniture, and according to the statutes, we participated in a fair and competitive process to solicit proposals, and the lowest responsible bid was submitted for the amount of $107,216.24. Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve this resolution.
You've heard the motion by Counselor Meyer. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
You've heard the motion by Counselor Meyer, seconded by Counselor Lefkowitz. Any discussion on this resolution?
Mayor, only that the payment for the furniture will be borne by the pool utility.
Yep.
And it won't hit our budget.
That's a great point. Any other discussion? Mike, please call the roll.
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Excuse me, the motion carries.
Thank you. Anything further, Counselor Meyer?
Nope, nothing further this evening.
Counselor Morrow, Planning and Redevelopment, or Development Committee?
Thanks, Mayor. I have only resolution 153-24. This is in following with Mike's presentation of CDBG grant monies. This resolution will authorize the submission of the applications. As Mike mentioned, the funding is federal funding, but it is administered through the Essex County Division of Housing and Community Development. Grants are provided to local governments to help improve physical and social conditions in the community. As Mike mentioned, we typically get around 40, but sometimes there is extra money available. So we will be submitting 2 applications this year. And I think the Freeman Gardens is, as I mentioned before, a perfect fit for the types of projects that the monies are to be used for. So I offer resolution number 153-24, whereas the Borough of Glen Ridge is a participating municipality in the Essex County Community Development Block Grant CDBG program, and whereas the Borough of Glen Ridge desires to request funding under the CDBG program year 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and the council do hereby authorize the Director of Planning and Development to submit an application for funding under the Essex County Community Development Block Program for the following projects by priority number. Priority project number 1 is our Freeman Gardens barrier-free ADA-compliant bathroom. We'll be requesting $35,000. ADA ramps, funds requested $40,000. Mayor, I move the resolution.
Thank you. You've heard the motion by Councilor Morrow. Do I have a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Heard the motion by Councilor Morrow, seconded by Councilor Hughes. Any further discussion on the resolution? Seeing none, Mike, please call the roll.
Councilors Lefkowitz,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Moody,
Aye.
Law,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you. Anything further, Councilor Morrow?
No, thanks, that's it.
I'll turn it over to comments of the administrator and department heads. Mike, do you have any comment?
A few comments, Mayor. I'd just like to thank everybody for the 8K. I do not know what is wrong with the 2,000 people that showed up. It was absolutely miserable and raining, but the show went on, a testament to what a great event that's put forward by the organizers. Just I was just floored how many people were there. It was a gross, cold day, and there were still several thousand people there, and it went off, and having everybody out there and support the staff is just great.
And I think a special recognition, this is the last year Dan Murphy
Yeah.
will be organizing the race. He's handing over the reins to a company to run it, and so we'll be working through that transition, and we really appreciate all the time he's put on that.
Right, and again, I just want to read, this is a demand day for every public works employee and every police department employee, so no matter who you are, what your rank is, you're here that day.
They're all there.
And
They're
just want to,
from 5:30 in the morning, right?
yeah, it's great. Yeah, I just want to thank them all again. It's a great event, and we're happy to see that. Additionally, last night, the tree lighting occurred. We had a very solid crowd there. About 100 or so people showed up to that event. And additionally, we had a film shoot Friday night, all the way through into Saturday morning. And I just want to again thank our police and everybody, our public works, everybody that worked on minimizing the impact on the surrounding area. This was a major motion picture shoot, involved big actors, tons of extras, and tons of equipment. And I think it went off with the minimal impact that it could. And I just want to again thank everybody for helping make that a day as smooth as possible. And last, Mayor, we have a meeting on the books for December 23rd at 9:30 via teleconference or video call. Just keep your eye on that. We may not even need that meeting. That's usually our last bookkeeping meeting. So just for public purposes, we'll let you know, but I just want to announce that at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks. Legal, John?
Mayor, I have no report.
Chief?
Mayor, just last thing I'm going to say before it happens, the Santa Parade is Friday, December 20th. We're moving out around 5 p.m., so we'll have our app tracking location. We'll have the link once it's active.
On the Facebook page,
Yeah,
the Glen Ridge
on our Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, Instagram. Kids.
Okay. Thanks. Mike, we have no new or unfinished business, correct?
That's correct, Mayor.
All right, this is the second opportunity for comments from the public. Please come forward if you have any additional comments. Okay. Thanks. Counselor Meyer,
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
all those in favor? Aye.
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 Meeting adjourned.